Hello and welcome back to this TechNet video. Today I'm going to be talking you through the Fairlight tab in Davinci Resolve. So if you're following along in this tutorial playlist, you should have been introduced to the Edit tab, so you've edited together a sequence. You've been introduced to the Colour tab, where you've adjusted how your footage looks, and now we want to work on our audio. We want to create a nice, rich soundscape to enhance our project. I am on the Fairlight tab now. You can see that I still have my visuals to guide me, but I am much more in control of my audio. The first thing I'm going to do is hover over this track and make sure that I can see those sound waves, because that is what I'm interested in. I'm gonna hold Alt and scroll in, and now I can see nice and clearly we are in stereo because we have two tracks, so I know that's going to come through both headphones or both speakers. If you ever have a mono track, you want to double click and go to audio, and it will look like this, and you want to change it to stereo. And if it's only been filmed in mono, you're just going to want to duplicate that first channel through both speakers. If it's been filmed in stereo, then you're going to have those left and right channels already. Now I'm going to make sure our effects tab is selected, because this is where we can go in depth with our audio. The first things that we want to do is check our levels. I'm going to add in, I'm going to go back to the Edit tab into our audio, and I'm going to add in our narration. So now if we go back to Fairlight and make this bigger, we can see that we've got all our sound effects, and then we've got this narration. So if I wanted to increase the volume of a whole track, you can hover over this white line and you can see that it starts to increase. So we've now gained back a little bit of this audio that wasn't there before. We need to balance our sound effects with our voice. So you can see that this is track 1. That is where all our sound effects are, and track 2 is where our voiceover is. So we can look here or here as I play this, and you can see those levels bouncing up and down. That is going to be sandwiched together and come out in our mix, which is this overall volume here. Now the first thing that I notice is audio level 2 is hitting in the red very often. That is bad. That is going to be horrible to listen to. So I want to globally reduce that volume a little bit. Now if I play it through, you can see that it's hitting much better. I might just want to adjust this. So I am going to Control B, and that is going to make a cut, and I'm going to lower that. So now when I watch it, I can make sure that it doesn't hit the red. So once you've done adjusting the volume of everything, making sure everything is nice and balanced, your sound effects aren't too loud and overpowering any speakers, the same with any kind of background music, you want to make sure that everything's nice and balanced, even if you have 100 of these audio tracks. Then we can start to add some effects. So something that we get a lot is if there's traffic noise in the background or wind in the background, you want to reduce that noise. Luckily, there is a noise reduction feature, so I'm going to drag and drop that onto my speaker. Now we have all these settings that we can reduce that background noise of. And the best advice I can give you for something like this is to just have a play. Similar to how we color grade, it's lots of tiny, minute adjustments. Audio is a similar process. There's lots of different tweaks, listening to it back, seeing what works best, and balancing all of that out. Now, in a similar way that we have many different transitions or effects for our video, we have many different transitions and effects for our audio. So it's really important that you have a listen. You can add things like echo or distortion. You can make it sound like someone's speaking on the phone or a radio. If you have any questions or want to create a specific effect, feel free to come and chat to myself or Kieran, or try and do some research yourself. Use your initiative. Go and look at different YouTube tutorials on the software and how you create certain different sounds. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of an introduction to the Fairlight tab, so the audio editing part of Davinci. Finally, in our next video, we're going to talk through how we export, so how we finalize our project and save it somewhere.